How you doing, guys? We had a huge amount of fun the other week when I opened up 1,000 hard clue scroll caskets. I thought I'd do the same thing again today for the medium clue scroll caskets. We've had a huge amount of wilderness things going on, so I thought we'd do something a little bit different. So while I try and do this, it's feel free to ask questions in the stream chat as you're all coming up on the big screen in front of me. And feel free to join my clan chat, of course. It's all in there ready for people to chat. And there we go, tons of people already. You can come hang out as well on World 333. I'm hanging in Edgefield Bank. Might take, last time it took a couple of hours to do this. Let's see if we can improve on that a bit. But yes, it's all going to be quite fun. Now, if you look in my bank, we'll do exactly what we did last time. We have 1,000 caskets, all medium caskets, as you can see there. And we're going to open 5 at a time, and we'll do them one casket at a time, then I'll close it so you can see what I'm getting for each casket. So if any of you want to keep track of that sort of thing, you can do. So we're going to do that, and at the end you'll see, as you can see, there's nothing in my bank. We will see what we end up with. So no time like the present. Oh, there's RuneScape Dynasty there. Haven't heard from RuneScape Dynasty in ages. So we ready? We'll start with 5 at a time, and we will open them like this. Page on the first one. I'll tell you what, I did a few earlier just to make sure it was all working right, and in the first 6 I managed to get a pair of Ranger boots, which was quite entertaining. I don't know if we'll be that lucky again, but it'll be quite fun if we do. So loads of people turned up now. Here we go. Lots of exciting stuff in there. Yes, there is. First 5 are not overly excited. We've got a few purple sweets. We've got a Sarah Page. Let's see what we've got coming up next. Server 333 if you want to come join me. Blue Boater. I wonder how many of them we're going to end up with. More sweets. Sweets are good. We do like sweets. And then Bernie things. And staff. And more staff. There we go. It's quite a epic thing to do slowly, so you can all see what's going on. Oh, got Zami Page. Happy with that. Because you have to do it sort of not as quick as you can do what we got there. We've got a Guthix Cloak. So I could rattle through them really quickly, but then you guys wouldn't get to see what we're getting. There we go, look at that. There we go, D-High Body G. I also got in the first 5, which I did earlier as well. I got a trimmed strength hammy, which is incredibly rare. So I hope I haven't used up all my luck there already. But let's see. Let's see. A question from Game Ripper says, Mod Matt, are you the Fat J mod? There's more than one J mod of ample size. I don't think I fall into that category. I shall ask my wife. She will probably give me the correct answer. Honey, am I fat? Now she's ignoring me. So that must mean I'm not. What else we got? Feel free to ask questions in the chat. That's what it's there for. And I will try and answer as many as I can, but oh, look at that, 2 boaters. That's not bad in one clue. Double boater. Yes, if only Boaty were around, that would probably make a really bad pun. Yes. Here we go, right, let's pick up the speed a bit, otherwise we're going to be here all night and most of tomorrow as well. At this rate, let's crack on a bit. A bit rubbish on, wasn't it? Plenty of alchemy potential. Of course, you don't have to waste your nature runes on alchemy this stuff anymore. You just hightail it up into the fountain of rune and do that. Wow, that's impressive, isn't it? Make bank with that. Here we go. Here we go. Something good on this one. Ranger boots, please. Oh, got a black headband though. That's not too bad. Not too bad. Speed it up, Tubby, indeed. Indeed. Sorry, I'm going as quick as I can. Oh, a bit of blue Ellie as well. Purple Ellie, sorry. Blue Ellie's from number 1, isn't it? From the easy clues. Here we go. Keep on going. We can do this. So I'm trying to keep an eye on some interesting questions, but I've got to watch the screen and watch the chat at the same time. It's not the easiest thing in the world. Ah dear. Pid Cakes for unban. I don't know who Pid Cakes is, so I can't really help much there. I'm guessing he's probably been a bit naughty to get banned, as that generally tends to be the same sort of thing. Oh, we got Guthix Mitre. Guthix is making a good... Wow, the one thing you notice straight away between the hard clues and the medium clues, there's a much bigger range of items in the medium clues than we've got in the hard clues, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, a drop party would be good, wouldn't it? In fact, when we first came up with this idea, when John and I were talking about it, we thought, a drop party would be a great idea, but it would probably upset an awful lot of people because we got a Zamorak Cloak, nice one. Because there we go, what we got? Strength Ami trimmed. First one. Because it would probably upset a few people because we'd be dropping a whole load of this stuff into the economy, which wouldn't necessarily be the best thing to do. So yeah, afraid not. Afraid not. Lots of Addy kicking around. Oh, another Strength Ami. There we go, we're doing alright, we're doing alright. Bum ba bum ba ba. Bump. We're doing 5 at a time, and we're doing each one individually so you guys can see exactly what I get in each clue. So a lot of you guys find this sort of thing really interesting and finding out how the drop rates of certain things are. Give you sort of a bit more sort of practical view of it. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. But yeah. Oh, what we got? That was a Ceridonian cloak. I think we've got all the cloaks now, haven't we? That's quite nice. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Loads of cool stuff. Loads of cool stuff. And when we did the hard one, we ended up alching the 3rd age at the end of it, which was quite entertaining. You guys seem to enjoy that. Right, there we go. We're coming to the end of the first 100. What I'll do after that is I will organise the bank a bit, because then you can you'll get an idea of how things are increasing as we go through it, which will be quite cool. Probably ought to talk about the poll today as well. We put a poll up, polling some specific feedback you had from the Wilderness update, which was very important, we felt, so we wanted to get the poll up really quickly. However, there's a bit of a bug with the poll, which is really quite unfortunate, because what we found is that anybody who has a KDR is unable to vote in the poll, which is very, very frustrating, because you're the guys that want to vote in the poll more than anybody. Got another boater. The reason, from what I understand, I'm not a technical person, but I'll try and sort of explain it as best I can, is that when you vote in the poll, the website has to read your game save file to make sure you got the right amount of levels. But because there are some things in the KDR update which the website doesn't recognise as part of the game save file, it's rejecting the entire file and saying you don't have the levels. I'm sure Ash will be go into a bit more detail tomorrow if you like in our Q&A tomorrow. But yeah, the basic upshot is that if you've got a KDR, you currently can't vote in the poll. Now, we've extended the poll until Wednesday next week, because we should get it fixed early next week, and then you guys can all go and vote in the poll then and have your say on the Wilderness updates there. So I expect a drastic change beginning of next week. And there is the first 100 done. So let's have a bit of a reorganising here. Let's pop the runes at the top, I think. That's where all runes should go in a bank. How many of you guys have your runes at the top as well? I know I do, because they're always the first thing you're looking for. And should we put some sets of adamant up there? We'll do that, and then we will do the shields. We'll put some weapons in there as well, with some axes. And schnizzle. Oh, we'll put some stabbies up there. Right, where are we? We want bucket helm. We want some of that. We want some of that. Now, I did have one guy in the last one make me put all the pages in order, because he didn't like having the pages in the wrong order, which, you know, is fair enough. There's one of those. Want a bucket helm of that as well. And should we do boaters next? All the pretty coloured boaters. Here we go. So we've got boaters, and we'll put some Ellie up there. That's a trimmed helm, isn't it? So we'll put that next to the trimmed skirt. And then we will do the Zami pages. Should I have to put them in order? I probably ought to. So you want to go there. You want to go there, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right, and then we have page. I know this is not the most exciting part of it, but it makes it an awful lot easier when we're looking at the stuff that comes in, because that's what you're all here for. Let's pop some of these up there, get everything together. We have some of you, some of you, some of you, some of you. That, pop the rune to the top. Yoink. Put that in there. Then we'll have a couple of those going on. Headbands. Gothic's mitre, Gothic's cloak. There we go. Right, so we're all organised. So let's do the next 100, shall we? Then we'll see where we are from there. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. So again, if you've got any questions, ask them in the chat. I'll try and pick them up as quickly as possible. No guarantees, of course. I'll do my best. Are you going to make the hard clue scroll rewards easier because the wild is harder to get into? I don't think making them easier is a good thing at all to do. What I think is the best solution for making the wilderness clues better is to offer better rewards for them, or even make incredibly hard clues. But I don't think the solution is to make them easier to get. I think that's not very good, because it will mean that the price of all the rare items will go down a bit, because they'll be easy to complete, and more people will be completing them, and more items will be heading into game. But I think adding making the rewards for the hard clues better, and then making sort of an extreme clue with some really good new stuff in there would be really quite awesome. I think that'd be the best thing to do. Expand on the items you can get. And apparently Moo is here. Oh no! Oh no! Oh. It's going to get complicated now. Right, what do I want? Which shape has number 2? That would be the star. Yay! See, I'm not a bot. Wise old man says so. Wise old man says so. Can you let us store more than one casket at a time? I suppose we could. I don't know if that would mean rewriting lots of things. Because from what I understand, that the clues you get reset once you've opened the final casket, so it might mean we have to reopen it. But that's a great question for Ash tomorrow at our Q&A at 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bring that question then, or tweet it to me beforehand, and I'll bring it up for you in the Q&A. We're getting lots of these strength ammies, aren't we? Which is cool. When are bank tabs being established? That was a question by somebody in my clan chat. hopefully we can have some. We'll have them in the next poll. Ash is putting a huge amount of work into making sure that he can do them, and once he's satisfied that we can deliver them, then we will offer them to you in the following poll after that. We're hoping for the next poll, but if we can't, we obviously won't, but we'll do our best to get them ready for then, so that we know at least we can do them at some point. I think about adding items to the rare drop table from monsters such as secondary herb ingredients and various other resource related items. Yeah, we can add anything you like to any of the drop tables, that's not a huge problem. It's what you guys want, really, I suppose, is what it boils down to. Trying to get a consensus of what items a monster should drop is not very easy. Now, we polled, or we suggested polling the dragon plate body as the new Slayer monster reward, but that wasn't too well received, so we've got a thread up now in the general forum which is asking you for ideas for that, so do have a look at that and stick your ideas down on there. We've got loads of great ideas already, and even if he doesn't get into the new Slayer monsters drop table, we can use them in other drop tables because more monsters will be coming your way, I am sure. So that's cool. Any other questions we got? What level is my personal OSRS account? It is all of them. I have all the levels in everything and stuff, and millions of GP and things. I'm not telling you, in other words. Why give me free stuff? Asked Random Noob 1234. Well, if you want to find me in game and trade me, mate, you can have all the free stuff that you can get off me. That's fine. More than happy for anyone to come find me on World 333 in Edgeville, and if I get a trade message from you down here, see all the trade messages on, I will give you everything in my bank. How does that sound? See if we can crash the server now, shall we? So you keep an eye on there for any trade messages coming in. Ooh, what we got here? White Ellie skirt. Right, here we go. We're getting down. Almost the second 100 is done. We can see what sort of loot we've got. Here we go. The white Ellie blouse as well. Not doing too shabby. I have so far no ranger boots, which I'm very disappointed at. Hey, got some mage boots. There's some whizzy boots. Happy with that. They can go right to the top, I think. More Ellie stuff. More Ellie stuff. What's the penalty for item scamming? We nail you to a cross. And then we come around your house and egg it. That's what the penalty is. What else we got? Okay, somebody's spamming about he was PKing with his clan and then he couldn't restart his computer. I'm afraid I can't really help you with that, mate. You probably need to see a computer technician to find out what that problem was. It sounds like you've got a broken computer to me. Somebody buying a dragon axe here, so you've got a dragon pickaxe. 07RSPKing is buying it. So feel free to do there. And we got typing incredibly quickly, or he's using an auto typer. I can't imagine which. Do you still play RS3? I've been known to log on to RS3 every now and then. I think it's important to sort of keep abreast of all developments in all our games, so we can steal the good RS3 ones. So they do have some good stuff in there, and they've got some good stuff planned as well, which I would quite like to steal. What else we got going on there? When will you guys plan on reading ban appeals? I don't do anything with ban appeals, I'm afraid, mate. I mean, my suggestion is if you want your ban appeal read, then don't do what you did to get banned in the first place. And for those who say I was banned wrongly, there's very few people who are. And you know, the vast majority. In fact, I haven't had one that I've checked in the last probably 6 months that's been banned incorrectly. So no luck there. Wow, we're not doing too badly on this, are we? This is the last of the second 100. So let's pop to the bank and have a look. Someone just PK'd Zezima apparently. Well done to you. So what we got going on down here? We've got another bit of trimmed down there. That's good. The Addy trimmed is always quite good. We've got some Addy gold trim as well. And got some legs for the D-high body gold stuff. We got a couple more of these. We got one of each of the heraldic shields. I'll pop you there. What number are you? You're number 1. Right, we seem to have all the books now. All the pages for all the books. I wonder how many we're going to get by the end of it. And we'll pop the magic boots at the top, shall we? Because they're probably the most impressive thing. So, what have we got so far? Let's have a look. We have 4 strength amulets, which is not bad, really. Can't complain at that. We've got a shed load of the boaters. Still want some more of these Ellis stuff because I think they look quite cool. But pop them down here all together. Pop. We're still waiting for a Saradomin mitre, of course. We've got the Zami one. Short to pop there. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? For was it 23 minutes work? That's not too bad at all. Another strength Ami. Right, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Can't be here all night. Not even a quarter of the way through yet, and it's already nearly 9:30. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. Well, that one was rubbish, wasn't it? Here we go. Let's keep on going. Any news about the auto typer for all thing? Not at the moment. For those who don't know, one of the issues that you guys obviously face is exactly what you see on the screen right now. Is lots of people with auto typers typing stuff, and there is a reason for people to use auto typers. The trade system needs looking at, so people won't feel the need to use auto typers. But another solution that is quite possible for us to do is for us to give you all an auto typer that's built into the game, and then you can auto type to your heart's content. Now, what we would do on top of that is to give you sort of a nice little tick button somewhere, probably in your settings menu, that allows you to ignore all the chat sent out by an auto typer. So people can auto type, and you could just click a button and it will all disappear. You won't have to see it. It's also quite possible that we could put a filter function on there, a little search function, if you will, so that you could type in a word and it would only show you lines which contained that word or phrase. And then you could search for specific things that people are auto-typing. It puts everybody in a level playing field so that everybody has access to this. The bad side of it, which is all the spamming, if you don't want to see it, you just click a button and it's all gone. In the busy areas, we'd have to ramp up the anti-spam filter that we've got so that people don't try and bypass it. But hey, first set of ranger boots! Woohoo! Bound to get some eventually. But I think that would solve all the problems that you guys have with auto typers. You would be able to use them, a nice safe one as well, because obviously it would give you a nice safe auto typer to use. You won't have to worry about that. You won't have to worry about getting banned for using it, because we know that it's easy to filter out, and it does the job admirably. I think it will solve the issues you're facing. I mean, we could go around and mute everybody who used an auto typer, but then we'd have, everybody be muted, nobody be able to talk to each other, which to be fair is not a great way to play a game like RuneScape. We would rather have you talking to each other. Oh, there goes, nice pretty adamant G shield. Doing good, doing good. Look at this. Look at this. Nearly a quarter of the way through. Yes, we are. Ba, 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 ba. Now, I've been looking at doing other ones of these as well, because obviously we can do the 3 clues, but once we've done the 3 clue ones, we sort of run out of the sort of thing we can do. Now, one of the things we do want to do is a whole load of Barrows chests, because we think you guys would really quite like to see us just looting Barrows chests. You get an idea of the loot drops from that. Quarter of the way through now, guys. That's taken us 26 minutes. That's not terribly bad at all. So I think we'll have to do Barrows at one point. It won't be able to do 1,000 in an hour. I don't think it's going to be a bit more complicated, because we're going to have to reset a load of variables each time we want to loot it. But we might be able to get Dan to give us a hand and do something special on the rotten potato, which will allow us to do that as quickly as possible. But we could probably get through a couple of hundred, I would imagine, in an hour or so. So we could probably do a whole load of them. If you want us to do that, we'll do that. And Airbeat said chewed bones, which is exactly the other thing I was going to mention, as we talked about it earlier today, that chewed bones is a good one to do as well. So we will probably start looking at doing that one as well at some point in the future. I think probably the Barrows is the more exciting thing. So we may do that one first, and chewed bones after that. But you guys seem to enjoy these information finding streams. There's somebody throwing a dumbbell in the air down there. There he is. Super strong. Super strong. He needs a headband, that's what he does. Everybody who does exercise needs headbands, and then we can all pretend we're from the 1980s. That's true, that. Here we go. So tomorrow what I'll do is once we've done this, I'll take a screenshot of all the everything we got from the loot, and I'll post it up on our Facebook page, which you can follow, and you can see all the stuff on there. We do have a fair bit of information going up on the Facebook page, so do follow it for us, please. You'll also know that probably about now, if you go to the Facebook page now, you will see that there is a video which Mod Reach made earlier today of the new Smoke Devils, so head over there and have a watch of that video. Dan was very excited about that, and we also shall have a video of the Kraken boss for you to see tomorrow, so keep your eye peeled for that as well. We will feature that on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page as well. More Ellie stuff. Look at this. Look at this. Tons of Ellie stuff and adamantite. I remember the good old days when you used to PK in adamantite, and it used to be completely acceptable to do so. Not anymore. Even in free to play, it's Rune or nothing. Those were the days. Those were the days. Right, okay. First 300 have been done. Almost. Very nearly done. Here we go. Oh, look at that. Two G helms. Right, let's pop all them in there. Let's have a look, see what we've got down the bottom here. We've got our ranger boots. Let's drop our ranger boots in the top, because they're the most important thing that we've got so far, I think. And let's pop our G stuff up here. I must admit, I do like the gold trim stuff. I do think it looks really quite good. And then we have a red boater and a red headband and a couple more of the bucket helms. Here we go. Okay, so there we are. We're doing not too badly. We've got a set of ranger boots, we've got a set of mage boots, we've got a fair few runes kicking around. We have a whole load of adamantite stuff, so obviously we're going to whip down to the Fountain of Rune and now call that lot for maximum profit. Still missing a bucket helm. Which one are we missing? We've got 2, we've got 5, we've got 4, we've got 3, so that's 1 we're missing. We've got all the heraldic shields. Still not got a set of trimmed armour. Loads and loads of pages, which of course everybody wants. Plenty of nice pretty stuff there, so let's crack on. Let's crack on. Alright, any more questions coming in? Free to play, people asking free to play, people always ask about free to play. What I should probably do is say, does anybody else in the chat want to answer the free to play? That's not bad, is it? Look at that. We've got a bit of trim, some blue Ellie and a boater in there. And a U-comp bow, that's not terrible at all. Can anybody else answer the question about free to play? Because I'm sure most of you know what the answer is. We've been giving out the same answer now for the last 6 months at least. So there should be nobody out there who doesn't know the answer. Do you have to click the X every time? Asks Vital PVM. I do. The reason why is because it allows somebody, if ever they want to be able to go through this and see what we get on each clue scroll. Now I could open it, click on them, several of the clue scrolls and open it up that way, but then you don't get a good view of what each clue scroll is containing, so that's the reason I'm doing it this way. I could do it an awful lot quicker if I did it the other way, but you guys wouldn't get to see the full benefit of what each thing is doing. Is there anybody answered free to play in there? I think somebody must have done by now. But the basic thing about free to play, where we are at the moment with free to play, is the things we have to resolve before we can even think about free to play. The amount of bots in game. Now the bots, the new software's been doing a great job so far, and we've seen bots decrease, but there are still bots around. You all know they are. So we need to make sure that we're really on top of bots before we can even start thinking about free to play. We also need to make sure that we have some sort of jag system in game as well, because as soon as we put in free to play, hijacking will go through the roof as well. So we need to make sure we've got a jag system in game, and that's not a trivial matter to do that. So we need to do some significant work to make that happen. So before those two things are in game, we can't even think about free to play. We also need to look at the cheating that goes on in game, so the scamming, because that's all going to increase as well. We also need to look at some of the less real world threats that will happen as well, the real world dangers to some of our younger players. We need to make sure they're safe as well. So there is an awful lot of stuff we have to do, and now the membership is a great sort of filter to stop that bad side of the internet coming into a game. And but it will come in if we bring out free to play, and we want to be in as strong a position as possible, because the last thing we want to do is to bring out free to play and then for everybody to leave because we can't cope with the bad stuff that comes with it. I think that would be the wrong thing to do. You've also got to bear in mind as well that if we are able to bring out free to play, that it's going to have to be polled, and it's going to have to pass a poll, and the members will be polling it or be voting in that poll. So we just have to sort of be aware that maybe if the current members don't want, or 25% of the members don't want free to play, then we're not going to get it that way as well. So once we have all the sort of requirements dealt with and sorted, then we can sort of talk more about free to play and what it will actually mean and how it will actually work. So yeah, that's where we are with free to play. I've got no ETA. Another set of mage boots. Woo! No ETA or anything else along those lines. So we'll just have to keep plugging on, and we'll keep pushing what we can to get there. And when we feel we're safe enough to do free to play, then we will start talking to you guys a bit more about it. And that is that. Can you make it possible to buy bonds? Yes, we can do it. It's not a problem at all. In fact, we've already checked the viability of it, and it is completely doable. However, I don't think the key question is not whether we can do it, but whether you guys want us to do it. And now more and more people are talking about bonds, which you know, sort of makes us think that we should investigate it a bit more with you guys. I mean, that conversation isn't something that will happen today, but you guys need to be thinking of, are bonds good? Will they help the game? Will they make it worse? You know, you can have your own opinions on that. The other thing to bear in mind about bonds is, you know, bonds came to RS3. They allow you to buy membership. They allow you to buy rune coins. They allow you to buy spins at the time. I assume they do keys now. I don't honestly know. But we don't have spins or keys or rune coins in Old School. So if what you're really looking for is a way to buy membership using your in-game coins, then there may be other options out there. It all depends on what it is you would like, really. Because I would love to be able to give you guys a way of using your in-game wealth to buy membership, because I think that's a really good mechanic, and that's one of the key things I like about bonds. It allows people who maybe don't have the cash to pay the £5 every month to play Old School, or the $8, to be able to actually continue playing the game without having to worry about finding that money each month. And so, you know, how we could do that, because at the end of the day we've got to make sure that we're not missing out on revenue coming in, so it's got to be bought from somewhere, this bond has, and obviously somebody who buys it needs to receive something for it if it's not membership. So it's a very difficult question, but it's one that we will answer at some point in the future, and we'll have to have a conversation with you guys about what we can do. Somebody's spamming hand cannons there. Again, if you want hand cannons, we can put them in. I mean, I don't think you're going to get too many supporters, but you know, if you really want hand cannons, quite happily put them in. And there's nothing stopping us putting anything in game, really. It's not a question of what we can do, but rather what we should do, or what you want us to do. That's the most important question. Right, we're getting there. We're getting down to nearly halfway. Yes, we sped up a bit, haven't we? Let's have a look. Boom. 615 to go. Yes, we are. How much do Ranger boots go for now, anyway? Does anybody know? I'm sure you know. Of course you know. Bring back bank tabs. Yes, we'd love to poll bank tabs in the next poll if we're able to do them. The difficult thing is being able to do them. It's not a straightforward thing. Will Clan Wars make its way back? I'm sure Clan Wars will be something polled in the not too distant future. 11 mil for Ranger boots. 10, 11, 12 mil. So let's say 10 mil, because that's easy maths then, isn't it? Selling Ranger boots. Selling Ranger boots. Wavy. Flash 1, wave. Selling Ranger boots. Bounty Hunter. People want Bounty Hunter and targets and EP. I don't think you're going to get EP. I think problem with the EP system was... Alright, we got 600. There we are. We'll talk about EP in a minute. We've got some black Ellie legs. Let's pop you down here. We've got the purple Ellie over there. You need to go over there. We've got some trimmed legs. I haven't got any trimmed bodies yet, have we? We've got some gold trimmed skirts. There we go. So what we got so far, we have a set of Ranger boots, we have 6 strength hammies, we have all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff, 27,000 GPs, 400 sweeties, nom 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 nom, plenty of boaters, plenty of pages. I think we have loads of Ellie stuff as well. Loads of the elegant stuff. So I haven't got a black elegant top though. Okay, we'll see if we get one in the next 100, shall we? Right, nearly halfway through now. It's not doing bad. Not doing too shabby at all. There you go, a G body. GG. GG. Boom, boom, boom. Any more interesting questions coming up here? Bring back Dragon Claws, we all want it. I hate to say it, but I don't think you all want it. I think some of you do, but I don't think it's the majority by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of people worried about the Dragon Claws because they had the rather overpowered special attack. We can bring back Dragon Claws and get rid of the special attack, but I would imagine that if we polled them as they were, they wouldn't pass a poll, which is why we haven't polled them. Yes, and as you can see, Dragon Claws no is going into the chat there. GE, which other people are talking about as well. The GE is something which, we know there's a problem with trade. You guys know there's a problem with trade. There's something we need to sort out. You have a lot of difficulty finding people to trade with or buy the items that you want, and we need to solve that. Whether the actual Grand Exchange as it is now in RS3 or as it was when it first came out is the right way to go around it, I don't necessarily think it is. But what we've got to remember is that any solution we put in place to solve the trade issues that you're solving doesn't have to be what already exists. I mean, there's a whole load of different ideas that we can go with. We can go with the Grand Exchange as you know it, and that's conceivable. It'll be an awful lot of work to do it, but we can do it. Alternatively, we can do an auction house where you can put up an item for sale for any price you like, and then you go to the auction house and buy the item. Hey, another mystery box. 4 is a triangle. Yay! Oh, did I get gold for that? Should we drop the gold? So we could do an auction house where you could put the price of an item up for any price you like, and you can decide who you want to buy that item from and where you want to buy it, and you can pick it up from the auction house. Alternatively, you can buy the item and have to go and actually collect it from the individual themselves if you want to keep the player-to-player contact going on. There is something simple like we mentioned earlier with the auto typing tool, a spam filter, where you can just type in the words of what you're looking for and it will filter out all the other text except for something that contains that word, which will help with trading. Alternatively, I mean, my favourite idea, and this is sort of going really over the top if you want an all-in-one system, would be to do an extension to the construction skill where you can make a player-owned shop. We could have a world dedicated to or a server dedicated to a sort of a village centre where you could buy a little spot where your house is or where your shop is, and then you could use your construction skill to put more items in it. So the higher your level, the more items you can sell. You can get little sort of NPCs to wander around, sell things for you. You could have unique fixtures in your shop and display things in different ways, and have a sign out the front that says who you are and what sort of shop you've got. Whether you have a general store or you could upgrade it to a department store or what have you, and that's sort of the top end of things that we could probably do. It would be quite amazing to do that. Whether it's achievable in a reasonable amount of time, that's something that you guys will have to decide. But if we were to have an all-in-one singing dancing system, that's the way I would personally like it, and that does sound quite cool because it ties it into the game incredibly well, and the sheer volume of stuff you could do with it, and content you could add to the game, and interest you could add to the game as well would be quite huge. I mean, one of the games I used to play a lot before it shut down was Star Wars Galaxies, and in there you'd be able to take your house, you could plonk it down on any world that you like. So you could have it on Tatooine, right outside Mos Eisley, and you could put a vendor in your house, and you could have an R2 unit wandering around selling things for you, and you could decorate the house how you wanted. And I always thought that was a wonderful mechanic, and something that I would love to see in RuneScape. I think that'd be great. But a huge amount of work. It's not a trivial thing to do by any stretch of the imagination. So if that is the solution, you're going to have to wait for it. I don't think we could offer it without having an artist employed, which we're currently looking for at the moment. But it would be quite a fantastic update to have, an exciting one to work on. I think probably the biggest update that we've done, even bigger than the wilderness stuff. So there's a guy who needs a leak up there. Yeah, I know. I see his doctor and the amount of time he's spending up there, eh? Yeah. I think, yeah, probably ought to see his doctor. There's something wrong with him, really. Hey ho. Yeah, somebody thinks that sounds like a terrible idea, but you know, it's what I would like. It's not necessarily what you would like, and that's more important. Here we go. We're nearly down to halfway. Nearly down to halfway. Doing all right. Doing all right. I've only got one set of ranger boots so far. We would like that to change before we get down to halfway. Yes, we would. 2 sets of mage boots. That's not too bad. Here we go. 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 Please put up an auction house. Yeah, that's completely doable. I think that would be a good middle ground solution, I think. I can imagine that's the sort of thing we'd end up with in the end. Be an auction house type thing, similar in style to the Grand Exchange. But I mean, I suppose the one thing that we'd want to do, no matter what, would be to put some sort of tax on the trading system, because then it would discourage people from flipping items and making cash just by buying low and selling high. Because I think that's one of the major concerns about a Grand Exchange, is that people just stand there and make money and then buy out things and affect the price, and obviously that's not a great thing to do. Bounty Hunter. People talk about Bounty Hunter. We talked about that before and we got interrupted by stuff, didn't we? So Bounty Hunter EP system is unlikely to happen because that just pushed huge amounts of cash into the game, and that's not a great thing to do, really, is to push huge amounts of cash in game, generating money galore, especially something that you could control, or you could abuse as it was originally. But a bounty hunter system is something that's really quite exciting, something that we would really quite like to do. I know Dan has 101 ideas of things he'd like to do with the bounty hunter system, and it is a great mechanic and it works really well, and so we do need to do something with it. What that is all up for discussion, but yeah, a bounty hunter system needs to happen. That would be absolutely great. Right, let's have a look what we've got here. We've still got our single pair of ranger boots. We've got a couple of wizard boots, so that's great. We've got 1,000 nature runes, always good to have a few of them kicking around. 66 sets of adamantite armour, although only 55 plate bodies. We now have all the heraldic helms and the shields. We have a full set of adamantite trimmed armour and a full set of gold armour. Still 2 each of the boaters. Loads and loads of pages. What else got down the bottom? A few nice sets of Eddie there. Only 1 set of blue. They're quite rare, aren't they? I suppose a good one is 7 strength amulets. Trimmed ones of those. That's quite cool. Right, let's crack on with the next 500. We are getting there. I'm talking constantly like this is making my throat really dry. I may have to stop and get a drink or something. Should have thought about that before I started, really, shouldn't I? But hey ho, that is life. That is life. Any more questions coming in? A lobby. Now, a lobby system. We were looking at that initially for the warning messages before logging into PvP worlds, because what the ideal thing would be to have a lobby that you dropped into, they get your warning message there, and then you progress into a PvP world. But a lobby system is, significantly large amounts of work, so that is unlikely to see the light of day anytime soon. But that's it would be something which would be really nice. To really just get a few water runes and a few fire runes. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear, that was a disappointing one, wasn't it? Ba, 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 ba. Right. Crack on, come on, I want another pair of ranger boots. Give me ranger boots. Give me ranger boots. I want lots of ranger boots. It's not bad. Can you hint at what the new dungeoneering rewards would be? I assume you're talking about RS3 dungeoneering rewards, and I haven't got a clue, I'm afraid. Our focus in the old school team is so focused on old school that we don't have a huge amount of time to spend sort of engaging with the RS3 stuff. As much as we'd love to, we're tied up by huge demands placed upon us by our lovely community. Ba -ba, another bolter. Bolter for bolty. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Any more questions? Oh, it's Emily is pro. Hi Emily, how you doing? Lovely to see you here. And always is my strength 0. Hello again. You did stream for us last Friday, didn't you? And it went around really well. I had loads of people viewing it, which was fantastic. Which was always good. He was helping us out during our wilderness epic streams of last week, where we streamed was it 6 days out of 7, and yeah, no, it was a bit of a hard week, that one. I mean, after you streamed a little while, you sort of get a huge amount of respect for the people who stream day in, day out, because it's not a simple and easy thing to sit down and just talk to people for hours on end. They put an awful lot of effort into them, and I've got a lot of respect for them. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work. Any third age yet? Unfortunately not. These are only medium clues. We did the third age last time around, the hard clues. But for those who have joined a bit later, what we're looking at doing at some point in the future as well is we'll do the easy clues at some point, just to make sure we've covered all of them. But we also want to do Barrows chests, because you guys, I think, will be really interested in seeing the sort of loot of a large amount of Barrows chests. It'll be a bit more difficult to do because we have to set a whole different set of variables each time to open it. But hopefully we can use Dan and his magic hacks on the rotten potato to make it a bit easier. We also want to do chewed bones as well, because they're quite excited to see how many dragon full helms we can get. So that'll be quite cool. Here we go. Right, what are the people we got? Emily is asking, why didn't I get invited? I'm assuming you're referring to a whole load of player visits, which I have heard are happening. Is it end of this month or beginning of next month? One or the other. But we have sort of increased the amount of players we're inviting into the studio, because we sort of find their feedback really valuable. And it's really quite important for us to be able to speak to our players face to face. I mean, for the ones that are happening at the moment, I'm not involved at all in those. Really, 51 mind runes, 113 earth runes. Was it worth even getting out of bed for that? I don't think so. So I'm not involved in them, so I don't have the answers of who wasn't invited and why certain people were and certain people wouldn't. The only thing I would say, this isn't the only invite that we'll be doing, so there may well be other invites to or other chances to be invited as well. I don't know sort of what the criteria for inviting people is. The only ones that I've been involved in were the one we did last Monday with the wilderness stuff, and we specifically targeted a few individuals that we knew we could get in quickly and easily, for the pure reason of spending sort of a day and a half doing nothing but testing the wilderness content and giving us the feedback on it, and so we could make it as good as it was when it came out. So that was hard work. In fact, any of the guys that came in to help us, they will tell you how much of how knackered they were by the end of it, because it was a big, difficult, long few days, and we didn't let them get away with it easy. They were put to work, and we had a way of, we were all sat down in a room for the period of time, and we had them giving us feedback on the content, us developing, changing the content based on their feedback, and then playing through it again. So it was a really good productive time. And I think the bosses were significantly better after that feedback than they were beforehand, which was fantastic. I want to do that an awful lot more in the future. But yeah, as for the other invites, I mean, just keep your eyes on your inboxes, because I'm sure more of those will be going out at some point in the future. And we do enjoy meeting our players. Being able to sit down and chat to people on a face-to-face basis makes it much better in my mind, being able to do that. We've met a lot of our players, and it's nice to see that you are actually all really human. Hey, another set of Ranger boots. GG. Can you talk more about the YouTube channel Dan made to show preview content before it comes out? Well, actually, we're going to put everything on the old school one that we had running a few months ago. So we're going to start moving everything onto there. Dan created a channel to host something we're calling developer reveals, which are short videos of new content that are coming out. We're going to put them all on the old school channel, which I think is youtube.com/old school community, maybe. Can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, that will be quite cool. But yeah, we'll link them all through the social stuff, so keep watching us Facebook and Twitter and whatnot, because they're all going to be on there. So make sure you follow them. So let's have a look. 600 done. 2 sets of boots. Another 2 sets of boots. Ooh, 20 mil. Loads and loads of runes. Plenty of purple sweets, which always sell really easily. We've still got full sets of all the trim stuff. Nice bit of free-to-play PKing food there. Yeah, it's not too bad, is it? We still have not got the black elegant top. Unless I'm going blind, but I can't see it anywhere. Anybody else? No. What else are we missing? I suppose that's the key thing to look for, isn't it? Loads and loads of sets of adamant there. Yeah, and I think we've pretty much got everything else. We're just missing the black elegant top. Right, let's see if we can get one before we run out of caskets to open. 400 to go. 400 to go. So that's 600 now. That's about 100 every 10 minutes or so, isn't it? See, I can do maths, me. Oops, I just put loads of stuff in the inventory, which I didn't mean to. Never mind. Music while you wait. I got a black Ellie top on his Iron Man already, so this is my strength. O. And Emily says, so level 2s are better than level 3s. It depends what you're looking for, really. What did we get in level 3? I got 1 piece of third age on the level 3s that I did. So that probably made up for most of this, in all honesty. And what did I get? I got the third age robe bottoms, I think, didn't I? Can we get better mini games? Well, if you have ideas for better mini games, you make sure you post them on the forums, and we will happily make better mini games if the community wants to do it. Another set of Ranger boots. Woo! Have you seen? Heroes asked an interesting question here. Have you seen an account with 9 HP so far? I have. I've seen several of them. Now, if I remember rightly, the accounts with 9 HP are accounts which were originally RuneScape Classic accounts, and when we turned from Classic to RuneScape, or RuneScape 2 as it was at the time, it didn't all port over properly, and there was something which made some accounts stay with 9 HP. Not too many of them, but there are some around, and you do come across them occasionally. But yeah, can't remember the actual details. Ash might remember, so ask that question in the Q&A tomorrow, because Ash may well remember that, or tweet it to me beforehand, and I'll ask it in the Q&A tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Oh, another set of Wizzy Boots. Sweet. Sweet, isn't it? What else got coming on? We've got you add NPCs to dead mini games, please, like Shades of Morton and Trouble Brewing. Shades of Morton, we probably do need to do, at the very least at some point, do a stream there to get everybody there at one point. So I think that does need looking at, maybe making something a little easier to do it. I don't know, but I think I do hear quite regularly how people get frustrated, especially trying to get the quest done because they can't complete the quest. So that's something we need to probably address at some point. Soul Wars, again, it's something we can do. It's depends whether the community want it, really. If the community wants Soul Wars, then we're more than happy to poll it. Nothing's stopping us from doing it. We just sort of need to look at where it is in the priority list. Is Soul Wars going to be above Clan Wars? Is it going to be above the new trading system? I would imagine that top of the list is going to be the trading system for you guys to get the trading sorted out. As the biggest priority right now, maybe Clan Wars after that. It depends where it all falls in the priority list, really. If it's right at the top, we'll do it. And again, the question we got to ask on top of that as well is, what do you want from Soul Wars? Because we can't give you the exact replica of it. We can't give you all the graphics and everything else, but we can make a game which has the same mechanics and the same sort of rewards. But again, it all depends on what it is you want from Soul Wars. I mean, we found that an awful lot of people ask for Sacred Clay from Just in Creation. That's from, I can't remember now. And that's the real reason they want to play some mini games, is just for the rewards. I can't remember, what was the question people get to asking us? They're asking us for a quest. Yes, they're asking us for the quest that gave you Slayer points. And we could have done a quest, and that would have taken us months and months and months to do a quest, because that is a huge amount of work. But it turned out you actually didn't want the quest at all. The quest wasn't that exciting. Yeah, it wasn't all that exciting, the quest, and you actually just wanted the rewards. Here we go. Shall we deal with this chap here? I think we should. This is how you mute people if you've never seen a muting screen before. Alright, let's get rid of that. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. What else we got coming up on the chat? Will the RS3 dev team be adding wilderness rejuvenation? I've not heard them mention anything about it. I know they want to look. They're looking at PvP certainly at the moment. I would imagine that. Oh no! Oh man! Molly, 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 Molly. Hello, Molly. Thanks for coming. I know you're wearing blue and you've got red hair. Oh, Molly, Molly, Molly. Yes, I know what I'm doing here. I have been here before. Why have you got lots of people trapped in your cellar wearing a variety of clothes that look like you? I think you're the weird person, Molly. I don't think these are bad people at all. No, come back, come back, come back. Oh, that way, that way, that way. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. Oh, it's running away. Come back, come back, come back. No! Oh, I'm going to get you. No, no, back. Yes! Picked you up by your head. I don't know who designed this random event, but there's something wrong with them. Yes, well, there we go. Hello, please give me a good reward for doing this. Oh, GTY, just what I needed. Oh, glad that's over. Molly, you strange lady. Only the third random event I've had in an hour and 5 minutes. That's not too shabby. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. We got... Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Boo, nothing exciting in that lot. After doing this for long enough, your sort of hands go numb and you can't click straight anymore. Can we get new spec weapons and Slayer Masters? Well, you've got a new Slayer Master already. I don't think we necessarily need another Slayer Master right now. We've done quite a lot for Slayer so far this year. I think probably the next thing to look at, well, we've got the Motherlobe Mine is the next thing, really, the big thing to go in game. We've got Slayer Monsters obviously need to happen. A new Slayer Monster, Slayer Boss, Easter needs to happen, and the Motherlobe Mine. So I think we've probably ticked most of the boxes for the first half of this year. We've got some new skilling stuff, we've got some new PvP stuff, we've got some new combat stuff. So I think we've had a good variety of stuff that we've done, and we've not even got to April yet, so interesting to see where we go from there. So I think we're doing all right, but I think we're going to have to do another sort of poll about what you guys want to, or what are your guys' priorities. We did it sort of back in, was it October last year, I think, where we said what are your priorities, what do you want us to do. In fact, it must have been September last year, and you all voted on what was important to you guys, and we sort of offer polls based around that. I think it will be time to do that again and find out, make sure we're sort of still on track and understanding what you want, because sometimes it's easy to sort of diverge, as it were. So any more questions coming through? Loads of people talking. I'm botting at the Fishing Guild. Well done to you. Do you want a medal or something? More bot banning. We actually do quite a lot. I may well talk a bit about it at the end of the week. So I was chatting to the bot guys today, trying to make sure that we're on top of things, and they're doing a sterling job at the moment. The voting poll is glitched. Yes, I probably ought to mention that. I'll do that after we've just had a quick look at what we've got in the first 700 that we've done. In 700 we have 4 sets of Ranger boots and 3 sets of Wizard boots. Let's pop these at the top, shall we? 12 trimmed strength ammies. A whole load of runes, purple sweets, nom 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 nom. Adamantite helms galore. With the shields, the heraldic shields. We've only got 1 set of trimmed legs and 1 gold trimmed body. Need more of those. And oh look, we've got the Saradomin mitre as well now. There we go. Missed that. We still haven't got though the black elegant top. 3 of the legs, none of the top. Right, so what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the poll, weren't we? Yes. There happens to be a problem with the poll. The problem being is that if you have a kill-death ratio, you can't vote in the poll, which sucks quite a bit, because the people who want to poll or vote in the poll are the ones who have the kill-death ratio, because they've all been out PKing. Now, we were originally going to run the poll until Monday morning and then close it. However, because of this bug, we're going to keep it open until Wednesday. It will get fixed. We're hoping to get it fixed first thing next week. And once that's fixed, then you guys can all go and vote in the poll. The only real sort of the reason it happened was because the website has to look at the saved game to decide whether you've got enough levels to vote in the poll. Now the kill death ratio has done something, and no one's quite sure what or why or how it's the case. But basically, it's not allowing the website to view your saved game at all. It's looking at it and thinking that doesn't look like a saved game profile should look like, therefore we're going to ignore the entire thing, and it's returning the value of 0, that you have no levels, therefore you can't vote in a poll. Yeah, which is, it's all very interesting, and no one's quite sure why it is, but a fix should hopefully be rolled out early next week, and you guys can all get to vote then. If it turns out that we can't get a fix in place, then we can either keep the poll open longer, or we can just shut it down and then do it again once it is working properly, because I think everybody needs the opportunity to vote. But we shall take it from there, really. But that's the current plan. Right, we're nearly 3/4 of the way through. We're doing a great job here, aren't we? Getting more strength amulets than a strength amulet salesman. Who saw the picture that Dan took the other day? He was driving through the centre of Cambridge, and the car in front of him had the number plate H8JAD. So we put the picture up on Facebook yesterday or the day before. It was quite entertaining. It was yeah, it doesn't really quite work as well as that very often, but yeah, it's nice when it works. It's quite entertaining. Can you make the dual arena challenge interface work the same way as trade? So you can see what your opponent's saying. That would be logical to do that, I guess. I can't see why not. But then I'm not a developer, because they will probably they could tell you whether there might be a reason why not. Is it a huge priority for everybody? Is again the question you have to ask. Does the community see that as an important thing? I mean, we'll happily add it to our list of things to be done if it is doable. I can't see any negative sides of it, but we have to decide whether it is that important for you guys or not. What's got coming in? Free membership each month that a player is consistent, non-reporting, and have no marks against their RSN. So if you don't get reported, you get free membership. That sounds nice. Problem is, it will probably cost a lot of money. To be honest with you, if 10,000 people get free membership every month, that's a lot of money at the end of the day. So I don't think that's really going to fly. Well, honestly, nice idea to keep people behaving, but I think it might actually have the opposite effect, where everybody suddenly becomes scared of talking because they don't want to lose their free membership, which would not work very well. The autotypers would disappear, I guess, wouldn't they? But we got better options than that. Can you get a bigger wilderness? Again, yeah, we can do a bigger wilderness. I don't think a bigger wilderness would pass any polls at the moment. Loyalty points, you're the first person I've seen to mention loyalty points. Is that AJ24J, is it? We can do loyalty points, or some sort of system for it. It's all boils down to whether you guys want it or not. I don't know if that takes us maybe too close towards RS3, perhaps. Well, I always thought the loyalty point system was a good idea. Reward the loyalty of our players always seemed to make sense to me. We go, we're over 3/4 of the way through now. It's 10:15. We're getting there, we're doing alright, Trouble Brewing rework. I think Trouble Brewing in itself, the game, is actually really quite a fun game. I think the problem with Trouble Brewing is getting there. It's got a high sort of barrier to entry because of all the quests you need to do to complete it, and actually getting to the location. Well, getting to the location is easy now, you can teleport there, but the high barrier to entry will always be the amount of quests you have to do. which will always make it not as popular as it probably should be. Remember when I did the stream there, we had 74 people playing it, and that went really well. Everybody got a game. It's just a case of people getting together to play it, I think, which I don't think there's anything wrong with the game in itself. We got there. He knows he can spam click the caskets without hitting X right. Yes, I know that. The reason why I'm not is because you guys get to see every person, or every clue scroll as I open it, so you get an idea of what sort of range of things will appear in a clue scroll, which is why I'm doing it individually. I could do it in half the amount of time just by opening it all, but I don't think that would be anywhere near as entertaining. There we go, right, here we go, 800 down. Someone's asking a question about twerking and I can't see it. I want to know what he's saying. Every time he posts it, this is open. There we go, what do you think about twerking and have you attempted it? I don't think anything about it really, and I'm not going to tell you whether I've attempted it or not. You have to make that assumption yourself. That is true that. True that. Random questions of the day. Expansion of the achievement diary. Yes, absolutely. We'd love to do an achievement diary. I'd love to do achievement diaries for everything. If we were to do it, I think we would do it for everything all at once. Instead of just bringing out one achievement diary every sort of few weeks or months, we would want to do it all at once, so we could spam you with sort of 8, 9, 10 achievement diaries, and we could do achievement diaries for everything. In fact, what I would like to do, this may be making a bit too much work for myself, but yeah, it's worth it at the end of the day. I'd like to sort of have every task in the achievement diary come from you guys, so that we can open up. These are the ones we want to do. We could, for example, do a wilderness one. We could do one in Feldip Hills. We could do one Al Kharid. We could do one wherever you wanted it to be done. And we could decide where we were going to do them, and then ask you what you want to put into it, and then put them all to a poll, and you guys can decide exactly what you want in the the achievement diaries. So you know all the ideas will come from you, and here we go. We got a Black Eddie shirt. Yay! Happy now. Happy now. But I think that'll be the way to do it. I'd much rather do them all at once rather than here we go. Rather than drip feed them out to you. We could even do. We don't just have to limit it to areas, do we? We could limit it to skills as well. So you could have skill achievement diaries. You could have mini-game achievement diaries. There could be all sorts of things we could do. You don't have to limit it to just areas. But that's one of the great things about this, is we can be as creative as we want. Is a new skill possible? Yes, new skills possible. If I was to do a new skill, it would be sailing. I think sailing would be an absolutely fantastic skill to have. And the sheer volume of things you could do with it is just huge. You can obviously tie it in with construction, so you build your own boats, and you get access to new boats and new level of things to build as you level your construction skill. You can sail around the seas and up the rivers and whatnot. You could do PvP combat in your boat, so shooting at each other's boats with cannons and stuff, and even better, fighting other players on the deck of your boat. So if they sort of swing over to invade, you can fight them mono a mono on your boat. That'd be fantastic. Get your friends on there. You have clan boats where you can all hang out at the same time. It could be a huge amount of stuff you could do with boats. You could have some sort of what's the best way to do it? Sort of an adventuring or a discovery type aspect to it, where you can go around and search the coast for new discoveries, and maybe even find new loot and that sort of thing. Kind of like maybe clue scrolls where you use the sextant to find where you're going. You could do the same on the sea to find solve clues that way. But there's a huge amount of stuff you could do with it, which I think will be really quite exciting. Loads and loads of stuff. Bank standing skill might be a bit boring. Could give you different areas of the bank to stand in, maybe. But yeah, no, I do like the idea of sailing. I think we could do a huge amount with that. Oh, another pair of whizzy boots. It's always good. Would you guys like to play to like sailing? Be interesting to see if you do. Yeah, have good fun with that. I use Google to do my clues. Well, you know, you can do. That's absolutely fine. But if we make clues individual, then you may not be able to do that. Make them so they can take you anywhere and make it dependent on many other things. We could completely kibosh using clues, using Google to find answers to clues. Parrots. You get parrots come with the boats. Yeah, I think we can manage that. You could grow peanuts with your farming skill in order to keep your parrot happy. So there's a huge amount of stuff you could do with it. But yes, I'd quite enjoy that. I think sailing would be a pretty epic thing to do, in all honesty. All coords can be easily found. That is true, unless they are relative to where you're standing. If they're relative to where you're standing, the day of the week it is, or any random factor that we could put in there, then they suddenly don't become so easy to work out. You'll have to go through the correct process each time to find it. I'll be honest with you though, whenever I do a clue, I use Google as well. So yeah. We could get around it if we really wanted to, or if you really wanted us to, I suppose. Summoning. Now summoning, we can do some of the stuff of summoning. We do have quite a sizable portion of the summoning skill in the archive. We've got some of the monsters, we've got the initial quest, we've got some of the other bits and bobs that came with it. So we can do it if you guys want us to. It'll be sort of a summoning light version. We can't go into as much depth right now as it was when it first came out, but we could certainly do some of it if you guys wanted it. I don't necessarily think everybody does want summoning, because I can already see it in the chat, people saying no summoning. So I wouldn't necessarily expect it to pass. And also somebody asking for resting I saw as well. Again, I think the problem with resting is that a lot of the community would suggest that it would devalue agility a huge amount, and which is why I don't think it would pass a poll either right now, which is why we're not going to poll it. I mean, we're not in the habit of polling things which we think will fail. We'd much rather every poll that we did, or every question we polled, passes. They don't, of course, but I think we get quite close to getting the right stuff out there, because a huge amount does pass. But if we know something's not going to pass a poll, then we're not necessarily going to poll it, because it then sort of limits us whether we can use it in the future. Because you might not want resting now, but maybe in 12 months' time you will see it as the most essential thing we have to have. And then it's much more difficult for us to poll it if it's already failed a poll. So asking for a falconeering skill, that's an interesting idea. I remember when I was a little lad, I did some falconeering at some castle somewhere a long time ago. So 100 to go. We have 4 sets of ranger boots, 4 sets of whizzy boots. We have 19 strength amulets that have been trimmed. Runes galore. We have 3 complete sets of adamantite. Plenty of daggers and bits and bobs that I would suggest you take down to the Fountain of Rune and Alk. Loads and loads of heraldic stuff. We seem to be going quite well with the heraldic shield one. We've got 10 of those. We have only the one adamant plate legs which have been trimmed, and again the plate body, we've only got one gold trimmed plate body. What else are we missing? We finally do have our black elemental elegant shirt, although we only have one set of purple elegant legs and purple element blouse. Right, so next one we've got, oh, don't want a fire rune, that's not much help. We have, yes, 5. Now, did I just see somebody ask for a, I might have been wrong, yes, a herb plot in the resource area. Now, we did actually talk about that earlier today, and we came to the conclusion that we could add one in there. There's no reason why we can't add a herb plot in there, but that will give us the fifth herb spot in game, which would make it really difficult for us to add a 6th one, because then it gets an awful lot easier to get your herbs, and the balancing starts becoming an issue there. So we thought, okay, we can either put it into the resource arena, this 5th one, knowing that the chances are we probably couldn't get another one in game because of the balancing issues it will cause, or we could wait for a better idea to put one in, because putting one in the resource arena is not the best place to put it. There'd be a much better places to put one, for example atop one of the agility courses on top of a building. So we thought it was not the best option, purely because there are better places to put it rather than a area. I have something. I seriously need to speak to a JMod, so please tell me somewhere after this stream. Oh, shut up. Is this screaming? And feel free to spam what you want to talk to me about. That'd be quite entertaining. I could probably answer it now, in all honesty. Little cheddar sounds a bit cheesy to me. He says, okay, I'll spam. In front of the whole stream. Okay, good luck with that. Is it wonderful with people who have something to say? Herblore habitat. Do people really want that? I don't think that was too popular, herblore habitat. Please make bank tabs. We are making bank tabs. So Ash is working on doing it right now. Hopefully we can get them working, and as soon as we can we will poll them to you. But Ash is putting a huge amount of effort into making them work. Can you change the items kept on death system? Oh dear, oh no, where am I going now? Oh man. How would you like it changed? That is the question. Right, so we have 3 with short ears and a short tail. Like you. Yoink. Give the key. Ah, yeah, baby. We got one. Well, we got 3 with long ears and a short tail. It's like you. Come back, come back. I need to pop you. Seems a bit wrong, this does. Yeah, I really don't like this random event either. Okay, one more. We can do it. So we have short ears, long tail, and 1. You. Come here. Yeah, I think this is it. I think I might be Pete's best friend soon. Oh! Oh! Okay. 3 with short ears and a short tail. Like you! Right. Great. No, this one, right. So look, right, long tail. Long suggestively shaped tail with short ears. There we go. There we go. Why doesn't the Ring of Wealth give magic XP? The reason why it doesn't give magic XP is because you would get somebody going up there with nothing at all on them and just spamming it to get XP. Right, run away, run away. That is why the whole point of the Fountain of Rune is to get people up there with items. Alright, we're back. We're back. And if you can cast spells without items and get XP for it, then people will just stand there with no items casting spells, and it wouldn't attract anybody there. It would completely defeat the purpose of it being there, which is why you don't get XP. Very abusable if it did give XP, so it's effectively free XP. As somebody mentioned, probably quite rightly, is that the bots would start appearing there straight away, and you could just bot your magic up to 99 with no risk at all, not losing any items, no cost, and that ain't great. I think the balloon random choices are cat, dog, sheep and ram. Really? Never noticed that. Right, 55 to go. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Yes, we are. We're nearly there. More bucket helmets. That's what we need. Here we go. How is the Jag situation coming along? I've got nothing new I can tell you on that, I'm afraid. Absolutely nothing. It's still where it is. It still needs to be done. It's still a big job to do it. So, yeah, we're just going to have to be patient on that, I'm afraid. Soz and all that. What else we got? Player owned mounts. Problem with mounts, again, this is a good question to ask Ash tomorrow, so do please tune in to our stream at 5 o'clock tomorrow, and Ash will answer this in much more detail. But from what I understand, there is a problem with sitting on an animal. If that puts you above one level high, it sort of breaks everything, which is incredibly difficult for us to do. So there need to be some fundamental changes. I mean, I don't know too much about the detail, but it is about putting people over a level high and having things render in the right order. So I think the game is supposed to want your feet to render on the ground, and if they're above the ground, it gets a bit confused and strange things happening and heads turn upside down and things. But it's a great question to ask Ash. He can go into much more detail about it tomorrow. He's the best person to ask for that sort of thing. There we go, getting there, getting there. We are nearly out of stuff. Could corporeal beast. I'd love to put the corporeal beast in, that would be great. We just need to get a graphic for it, really. More money sinks. What sort of money sinks would you like? Here we go. Miniature pony to keep you on the same level. Yeah, so you could probably do skateboards and things along those lines would be quite easy. Miniature pony strapped to each foot would be quite entertaining. Ah dear. What about the Easter event? We polled Easter 2006, which passed, so we are working on Easter 2006. Which is quite cool. Right, 15 to go. 13, 12. Ba -ba -ba. Here we go. Right, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Last 5, here we go. Get something good out of these ones. No. It's not too bad. No. Rubbish. Ooh. Right, so that is 1,000 medium clue scrolls opened, and we have 4 ranger boots, 4 wizzy boots, 19 trimmed strength amulets, a whole load of runes, as you can see there, tons of them. I suppose key ones though. We've got over 2,000 nature runes, we've got nearly 2,000 lore runes, 2,000 death runes, always good, over 1,000 purple sweets. We have 118 full sets of rune with 100 and something of each of the different, it's not rune at all, is it adamant? All the different adamant weapons, we've got hundreds of those. We've got plenty of all the bucket helms, as well as plenty of all the heraldic shields. We only have 1 full set of trimmed armour because we only got the 1 plate legs. We've got pretty much alright for everything else. 3 sets if you want skirts instead. 1 full set of trimmed gold armour, because we've only got the 1 body. But plenty of other stuff, loads of skirts. It tends to like giving us skirts, doesn't it? We've got a whole load of boaters. We've got more pages than the Oxford English Dictionary, and more firelighters than home base in the summer. 1,500 lobsters, and again about the same amount of swordfish as well. So plenty of free-to-play PK and gear. 129 fire battle staffs. That's some nice alking going on there. 71,000 GB. 108 sets of green dragonhide. 4 sets of gold green dragonhide, and 4 sets of trimmed dragonhide. 131 used short bows. Alking. Some nice headbands for the 1980s fans of us all, and Guthix cloaks and all sorts from there, mitres. And we have 4 sets of white elegant, 1 set of purple elegant, another set of purple elegant, and a set of black elegant. And there we go. That's not too shabby. I think that's alright for an hour and a half's work, and if I could drop it all to you I would, but I can't, so I'm afraid not. So everybody tune in tomorrow. We've got our Q&A tomorrow at 5 o'clock. There'll be Ash, Dan, John and myself all there, all ready to talk to you there, so bring your questions. If you can't make it, feel free to tweet the questions at me and I'll ask it on your behalf, and you're more than welcome to watch it afterwards. It's all saved on Twitch. It's been wonderful fun, and I shall see you guys tomorrow. Take care and have fun. Bye bye.